The surveillance camera, there's all you see is a gun to it. It's so chilling. What do you mean by that? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then you really think, you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in the case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost attacking suddenly, thus slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could be one of us, really. A demented psychotic killer like that. You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Okay.
Don't make me repeat myself.
I have the basis to believe and assure you that he's one of us. Is it really proof? Somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Something like that, really. Hey, you two. Big trouble, need your help.
I don't have time.
We're busy,
to play
leave
with
us alone. It's an emergency. Emergency. Come please, you gotta help me. Okay. This is a serious emergency. Please, please, you gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hino? It's an emergency. What happened?
Well...
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. You sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah!
Come on, hurry. Wait for us, Hino.
Let's go.
Looks like she headed to the dorms to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Where's Toko's room? Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency? You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, to see how she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to burst down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Maybe it's her. Maybe she's got that multiple personality bullshit. Is that why Toko's so scared?
What?
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Is there anyone who might be able to persuade her? You. Hey, you think you could ask her to come out of her room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. You're gonna talk to her? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Stood in front of the door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments,
What do you want?
leave me alone. You're all so annoying.
It's Byakuya.
Byakuya. I'm never gonna be able to pronounce it. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya. I gotta fuck it. Couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. What was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop.
if I say I don't know what that means, I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. You're gonna die next.
Let's go.
Oh, without waiting for a reply, he sped away. Bro. And I hurried to catch up. She is gonna die next. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. Let me go in there. If I remember, on the other side of this door, this is the archives, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
All makes sense once you're inside. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust.
So in
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Oh, okay. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there's something inside. Wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Hey, another lamp. It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw him using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Okay. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Oh, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file.
That's right.
That's the report on the presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's so many files. What's in all these things?
Enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the D or something? No, I mean the ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. There's even a surveillance camera here. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filed with graphic, disturbing photos of all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person would ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All those files are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. And how do you know? So are you finally beginning to understand the truth? The true splendor of this library. The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police reports, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? That's your guy's problem. Anything that doesn't fit in your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How can anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show how much power Hope's Peak truly wields, or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand why they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything, what they actually represent. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what do you consider usual? It's based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? But what makes you think your common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times. Hold on a sec. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible? Money.
So in other words,
I've told you there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and material that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. He's actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, he grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that the victims are murdered. Their bodies are suspended a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who know about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So in
The
other
culprit
words,
isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
in other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer, really is walking around among us? Things are really
Interesting.
starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
such
If you
ignorance.
get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. No, that's a hard pass for me, bro. There's a ton of thick files. All those files are investigation reports. I really have to talk to you. About that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. He handed me the file and flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos of the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shokigaku, 23. Hano Ise, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Omotsu Nataro, Takafumi Yono, Shida Naoisha, Isa, Takashi Masamune. Oh my god, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it. But one thing came perfectly clear as I read. All the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. At the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was written in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page. You'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. It's Togo.
So, in other words...
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't? I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Alright, the Genocide Jack case file is in my handbook.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait. Dude. As usual, he turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. All of a sudden like that?
I don't have time.
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Okay. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like it was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. She. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene. The girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Okay.
Damn.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak, her body and her soul. To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Dude had real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about her. We need to get stronger. Okay. Okay, I you. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then.
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Okay, handbook has been added. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but do I do have my limits. Better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? The rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. The more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about it, either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. Scissors. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. One thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. To figure out that there's a certain place I need to revisit to look over again. Might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Oh. There's a big blood stain on the dumbbell of the floor. The Monokuma file says that the fatal injury was caused by a blow to the head. This dumbbell has to be the murder weapon. Okay. There's a blood stain on the carpet only been caused by Kishihiro's murder. Blood stain on the poster. The noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. The girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. So is it gone from the boys' locker room then? It is. This poster, it's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... There's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. But the posters have been switched. But if they were, what reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. Who knows more about the locker room? Oh. Looks like a poo stain on the floor. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added to the truth bullets. Interesting. Who would know about the locker rooms? We discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that what I found was still the killer's breath from his lungs. You sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Lindenberg said she witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Who knows a lot about the lockers? I would think it would be you. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
Use it nearly every day since I opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Hey, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
I can't really say. I've never really paid any attention to the posters. You see,
However,
but there's something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I make protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. Stain? So the rugs were switched and the posters? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean, as if there were never a stain here to begin with? Disappearing stain has been added to the truth section. Wait. What if I tell you that I know where this...
I'm sorry.
I don't remember anything about the posters. Stain I made is gone now. That does seem odd. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. No. Okay, so the only other person that would know much about it is Hina. So let's go downstairs to the warehouse and then to Hina. If Hina's still alive, that is. Out of my way, Taka. Warehouse over here. Oop. There you are. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most
I knew you were going to
unfortunate.
ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well, I will tell you and only you.
Actually-
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
Indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
Hmm?
Celeste, what are
What
you
are
doing
you
out?
doing out this
Oh,
late?
Perfect. I don't have to talk.
Oh, I was just... Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps? What? How did you know?
Lucky guess.
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying. Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
Yes,
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room at night, knowing in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Maybe it's in the laundry room. Should check. No, okay. Just figured I'd look. I got a coin out of it though. And another one. No. Oh, thought I'd get more. Trying to think. Where would her track jacket be? You think maybe it would be in her room? Also, where is Hina? This is Chihiro's room, but now Chihiro is gone. Why? Why? This is Toko's room. I should probably just leave her alone for now. Where is... I think Hina's room is... Celeste... There it is. This is Hina's room. I doubt there's any clues here, but where is she? Okay, no one's in here. Trying to think. Where else would... Dining hall, maybe? There you are. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. Of course? There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well,
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
yeah, totally.
It's true. And it was just us. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. She was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Maybe she's a dude. Or like transgender. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Awie's account has been added to the handbook. Okay. Is anyone in here? Okay, I gotta go back to the library too and look at the extension cord. Or the box that it was in. Like maybe what happened was she managed to get the extension cord from what's his face, and then maybe he knew. I don't know. It wouldn't make any sense if he knew. Like, I feel like that would be something you should say. Like, you would immediately admit, like, no, or like say. I don't know. Okay, well, the extension cord is already here with the lamp, so that means it's an extra lamp and extension cord. Got it. You still in here? Or are you in here? No. The wooden box is empty. The extension cord was in there before. Right. The desk lamp. You grabbed that one thing from over here and put it over there. It sure was dark over there. Right, let's grab Genocide Jack's file. I want to take another look at the case file. Oh, it was around here somewhere. It's gone. Someone take it out of the archive? The only one who would do something like that? Yep. And where did he go? You would think he'd be in another classroom. There's still more I need to check. Okay. Shelf is packed with books. No. Typically our desk on top of the door. No. The lamp won't turn on. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But the last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. The extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if the library desk lamp has been added to the handbook. I don't feel like I'm done.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
I mean, do I have a choice?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial!
Hooray!
You remember where to meet, right?
Yes.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Hold on, I just want to double check and see based on where I'm going. Cool. Seeing how much time I have. Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin. Alright, here we go. So is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna
Okie
do?
dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like that, he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe he would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator. Let's get this show on the road. See you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And the murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Might as well go in. We have no choice, right? Let's do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. Each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. I mean, I feel like it's obvious, but I don't want it to be obvious. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground, and as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're ready to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get this show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. So then the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Ba-dum-ba-bum. Okay, let's open our handbook. What do we have on file here? What's our truth bullets? Okay, we've got our file. Sakura's account. The dumbbell. Mondo's account. The card reader. Main hall ebooks. Broken ebook. Genocide Jack case. Howie's account. The locker room switches for the poster and the carpet, not the toaster. Chihiro's handbook. Status of the dead body. Disappearing stain. Library desk lamp. Celeste's account. I feel like I don't have much. Okay. Set skills. Increases the time limit for each phase effective during the class trial. We should probably add that. Breathing technique. The focus gauge recovers more quickly. Ooh. Handiwork. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once, effective during bullet time battle. Ooh. What's Robot Jock? No, I think I'll keep what I have. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's find our murderer, even though I feel like it's really obvious.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
The dumbbell. First, we have to make sure what was clear, or make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Alright, I gotta remember this. The dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Correct.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh, I think it's... Oh, no. My bad.
Chihiro's it appears it according to the Monokuma file. What kind of blood?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Why did he think that random ass
Can we
fucking
agree
response?
that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
Gross.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Please. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Oh, fuck. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach a silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot the actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. Mine is not set to gentle. In which case, you forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Lol. Does it mean like literal like white bubbles? Okay, I'm just picturing fuzz.
The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure.
Fuck. No. Oh, fuck.
The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Okay,
Well,
I have to
I mean-
right click.
Come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The thing he showed me in the archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced. Shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack.
The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
We're
Why?
supposed to...
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Okay.
No, it's wrong.
Didn't realize. I thought I was just going for the white noise. Lol.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Close enough.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with how the victim was positioned.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, How did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right?